friends, how are you? Igor Pachkovsky is here, Windermere Ability Comments, your trusted real estate advisor in the Eastside Seattle metro areas. Today we have another market update. It's February. Yesterday we had Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you get a great time, but let's dive into it. I have the numbers, I have some historic projections, and people usually forget what happened yesterday, but I have a really great update for you. So stay tuned, please share it with your friends, like it. Let me know what you think, where the market goes up, down, sideways, what's your predictions are. But let's dive into it. We'll start with the east side. Here we go. So the east side, the inventory, the market kicked in pretty hard so far. Mid-February, these are last month's numbers because we're always trailing behind a little bit, but I could tell you we've seen multiple offers. We've seen kind of flashbacks from 2021, to be honest with you. There was the property in Robbinswood that got 30 offers on it, and the east side market is pretty hot. Guess why? Inventory 0.9 of a month. It's really easy to say that when the market would crash, buyers would buy, and they think that they would, but they're not going to. When we were at the bottom of the market, end of 2022, when I talked to buyers, they wanted to see what happens. Well, guess what happens? 0.9 of a month of inventory. The market kind of is back to its norm activity, whatever the norm is. But we had low inventory for a long time. Median price 1.465, it's up. That 23 of January of 23, 1.3, that was the bottom. That was the bottom of that market. And today we're up 11%, and obviously it's still more expensive today to buy than it was back then because we have higher interest rates. The prices are up and the rates are up, so the payments are higher. So if we look at number of homes that sold over asking, back in January we've done 20%. 20% is a really good start of the market overall. As you see, a year ago, the market was at 8% of all the homes that sold over asking. Today is at 20, and I want to show you this graph here, number of listings sold above the list price. So if you look at 2021, that was a really that was a bananas of the year, right? So 80% of homes in April and March sold above asking. That was insane. In 2022, the market just fell off the cliff, right? Because in April of 22, the market had peaked, and as rates started to go up a little bit in 22, the market just fell off through the roof. It didn't go down that much. It just, the activity of over asking dropped in December, which hit the bottom. So we have the 2023, the market had been picking up steadily, and this is our projection for 2024, that so far we're 20%, and probably as we go into the year, amount of multiple offers that you would see on the east side homes will probably go in a similar rate at the year before. So pause this slide, review, it totally makes sense, especially if you're just like me. I'm a nerd of the market. I've been following, I'm following on a monthly basis, right? And hopefully you're doing that with me, but that's the activity on the east side so far. So I'm gonna leave you with this slide. When people ask, when we talk to buyers usually, when the market is moving, is that summer? Summer is usually that slower time of the year. Not the slower, the market moves during the beginning of the year, right? The spring market, this is when the market moves. Summertime cools down, and kind of the winter time is just there, right? The winter, people say it's better for buyers. It depends. But if you look through the January to April in the recent years, 21, 22, 23, this is how much that market had moved on average during that time of the year. So I think that we're gonna experience the very similar thing coming here in 2024. I could tell you now, I've been making offers for multiple buyers on multiple price points in the last couple of weeks. The market is there. It's kind of pretty hot, but it's doable and manageable. But this is your historic between now and April. This is when market moves, and we're probably gonna see more of the same in 2024. Let's look into Seattle. All right, you guys, Seattle, let's look into it. 1 month of inventory. 1 month is nothing, right? So we always talk that 1 to 3 months, that's the seller's market. 3 to 5 balance, and 5+ buyer's market. So we were in the last years, we were between few days of inventory to 1 month. At the bottom of this latest correction in 22, we were 2 months of inventory, and people are like, oh my God, there are so many houses to buy. Of course, in comparison to a few days of inventory, 2 months is a big difference. But 1 month of inventory, that's not much of inventory, all right? But it's something. So 19, almost 20% of homes sold over asking. That's a big percentage. Last year was 13, so definitely a busier market than that. And we have 869 for median, still up 8% since the last year. So as you see throughout, like, you could kind of put that, whoever is editing this, if we could just like put the pencil marker over there, like the market is moving the right direction. I mean, it's not an insane big jump, but it's still 8%. I mean, that's year over year, that's a lot. So what else about Seattle? So if we compare on the historic graphs, as we've done just for the east side for Seattle, estimated trend in timeline, 2021 bananas, 2022 sharp decline after April, that's normal, rates went up. 2023 a pretty steady market overall, and they estimated for 2024 to do more of the same. And back to our comparison, how the spring moves, how the spring market moves, we had 12% in 1 year that for 2020, 23% in 2021, which this is where the rates were its slowest. The market was stupid. Can you believe it, making 23% in your house in 1 year? That's insane. That was insane. 2022 market moved, and last year it pretty much stayed the same. So that's what that is. Let's look into Snohomish. Snohomish market, Snohomish County market, 0.6 months of inventory. That's very little, to be frank with you. If you're looking to buy a house up north, that's very few houses. And you have, the market year over year, median 730 pretty much, 4%, not a big shift, but I think 22% already homes sold over asking. We're gonna have a little bit of a push this spring, because what happens is when Bellevue and the east side becomes unaffordable, where usually would go, you go to Snohomish County, and I think we're gonna see more of that this year. So in closing, my friends, I hope you found this report being pretty entertaining, at least, but pretty educating. And I do believe that this year we're gonna see some market move. Not to make any speculations, but there is no new inventory coming in to save the date, okay? And people realize with Fed's direction, and we could dive into economy and inflation and all. Inflation is gonna stick around, We're already at 3%, which is great. We used to be at 9 not that long ago, but people don't remember that, right? So Fed's rate for inflation target 2%, whatever, but they're not going to be increasing the rates, so that's the good news. Over time, they should decrease a bit, right? But do it gradually. So I think when we get, projections are 5.5% by the end of the year, closer to elections, we'll see it. It's not going to be 3%, I hope, right? But 6, high 5s would be amazing. And when that happens, with the limited inventory that we have, we'll just have a normally performing market. It's always been a seller's market around here since probably early 2000. So I believe we're gonna see more of that. I hope you find it helpful. Call us, share this with your friends. Please comment. If you're a seller, reach out. We'll get your property prepped, and there is a lot that we do for that. But any questions, let us know. We appreciate you. See you soon. Bye.